Hi, everybody. It's Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, and we are here with another episode of The Best Card in Magic. And today we are very excited to have with us Laufeyson Gaming.
Hello, hello. You could probably assume what I think is the best card in Magic, absolutely, from this right here. But hello, everyone. I am Laufeyson, aka Laufeyson Gaming. Always causing mischief and mayhem on people's streams, whether it's in the chats or with my decks over on Twitch. I'm also a part of the Blue Collar Commander crew. I am a co-host over there alongside Maester Smith and Hazen himself, the Blue Collar Commander boy himself, who was on, I believe, the last episode.
He was, and we talked about some good black cards in Magic. And today I think we're actually going to be stepping away from the color spectrum of Magic, and we're going to be dipping into creatures because it looks like we got some dragons to talk about.
We got some gorgeous, scaly babies.
Yeah, and
Lizards with wings.
Lizards with wings, our friends the Dargans. And that looks like that's all four printings of the Dragon. Is that
It
right?
is. It is. I have the giant Dragon, the secret layer Dragon, which I got signed. This was actually a gift from Maester Smith, so huge thank you to them. Then I have the classic picture shot and the retro frame.
That is cool. Now it looks like you are missing one though.
I am. Unfortunately, I'm missing the regular printing in the actual card form. I just have the giant form.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you did not get the original Commander deck then.
No, I have not. I need to get the original printing at some point. My goal is to have one of every printing of the Dragon. I'm almost there. So close.
You're just about there. I mean, you're what is that? 20, 40, 60, 80% of the way there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is that particular printing hard to find, or is it just haven't gotten around to it yet?
Just haven't gotten around to it. It's a little pricey, so I need to grab it on a good day when I have some extra spending money on the side.
What is that particular one sitting at right now? Do you know offhand?
Oof, let me double check real quick. I can grab that for you right now because it's actually in my recent lookups.
Because I know, like, the last time I looked at the secret lair printing, which was, I think that was like one of the first secret lairs that came out back around 2020, I think it was. That one's like sitting like around $100, I think.
So this one has gone down a lot. Currently it's around 60, 70.
Okay.
What I last seen. The regular printing looks to be around 30, 40.
Okay, well,
which isn't too bad.
That's come down a lot from what.
Oh yeah, it's gone down quite a bit.
I know. I remember when this particular set came out. Like, this was like one of the hardest ones to get your hands on.
Yeah, and it didn't help that with Tarkir Dragonstorm coming out and this baby being released, it made the price spike drastically for a bit there.
Is that Urani?
Yep, Urani of the Unwritten.
Yeah, and is that that's the Commander deck one, right?
Yeah, this is the Commander deck one. So this is Urani is one of my pet decks. I bought the Commander deck, and I have heavily modified it so much that it is no longer a precon at this point.
How much of the original precon is still in it?
The land base. The land base and a couple of the good dragons, like the Blue Collar Scourge and the Thundermane.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would say that's typical of like getting your hands on a precon. Like when I was on the stream with you a couple weeks ago, I was playing my Prosper deck, and I would say that only maybe 10% of the original Commander deck is still in the deck that I ran.
Oh, absolutely. So I play a lot of precon. I'm pretty well known for playing mostly precons and not modifying them for the most part, besides maybe like a couple cards here and there. And I actually have probably like 10 precons sitting on my shelf right now, unmodified. Urani was the first precon that I took and just kind of flew away with it because I absolutely fell in love with dragons, fell in love with
Mhm.
Urani himself and the mechanic. And I was like, this is a deck that I could see myself playing for a very, very long time. So I will
Okay.
absolutely, you know, deck it out, so to speak.
Now remind us of what the mechanic is that Urinate has built into him.
Yeah, so Urani is whenever Urani enters or attacks, you look at the top 8 cards of your library and you can put a dragon from among those cards onto the battlefield and you put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So you're essentially getting a free dragon every single time you play your commander and then attack with your commander, who is a 7/7 flying trampler. So he's a little hard to block or get rid of.
Mhm. And then but he's also kind of heavy CMC, right? Because isn't he like
Oh
7 mana
yeah.
to cast?
Yeah, he's 7 mana at the base. So
How?
that commander tax hits hard.
Oh yeah, especially if he gets destroyed or exiled or.
Yep.
And I'm sure in that in your deck you've got a lot of good ramp to be able to get him out.
Oh yeah, I have a ton of cost reductors. So I have the typical cost reductors like the God, what's his name? Well, I have Urza's Incubator, obviously.
Yep.
I have the Ajutai. Yeah, I forget his name. Something Ajutai. He makes dragons cost 1 less. I
Okay.
have the Dragon Speaker Shaman, which makes dragons cost 2 less.
Right.
And a couple other cost reductors thrown in there, along with there is a ton of ramp. More ramp than I know what to do with half the time, and most of the time I'll end up getting like 14 lands on the board and only have 1 dragon in play. Because I'm just ramping for half the game.
Now, what are your thoughts on the new Mox piece that came out in Tarkir Dragonstorm? Is that Mox Jasper that came out? It's a 0 cost tap this for any color. Is it any color that a dragon you control produces, or to cast a dragon?
So it's 0 cost, yeah. It's add 1 mana of any color, activate only if you control a dragon.
Okay.
So I honestly I love this Mox especially for a completely dragon based deck, and especially one that you can get free dragons on board. It's pretty much just a free rock.
Right.
You can pretty much rely on nearly always having a dragon on the board when you're playing a dragon deck. So it's very useful. I love it. Unfortunately, it hasn't seen a ton of play in my deck just because the draws aren't in my favor always. It's always, kind of been in the shadows a bit, but
Well, that's always what happens, right? You
oh,
get
absolutely.
a fantastic new piece for your deck. You sit there and you ponder over it, like, okay, what do I cut
Yeah,
to get this new card in, and then you never draw into it.
yeah, that's the biggest thing is pondering
But
what to cut from a deck for a better dragon or a better dragon piece. Even honestly, the Urani deck was really hard to upgrade just because it already had so many good dragons and so many good dragon pieces within it. So it was mostly just figuring out, this is a good dragon piece, but what's a better dragon piece?
all right. Well, what in your opinion is like the best dragon piece that you've added to that deck?
Ooh, the best dragon piece that I've added. So I think probably, honestly, the Dragon Storms. So these are my Dragon deck, more specifically. I do have the Enroaching and Breaching and Roiling in Urania as well. But the Dragon Storms are essentially just consistently replayable. So each of them is when a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand.
Okay.
So you're playing a dragon deck. You're gonna have consistent dragons entering. But the Encroaching Dragonstorm allows you to get 2 basics every time it enters, put them on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your deck.
Oh, that's
Corroding
consistent
lets
round.
you. Yeah, so corroding, each opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life, and then you surveil 2.
Okay.
So you're getting some life gain, life drain. Breaching allows you to exile cards from the top of your library into exile a non-land card. You can cast it without paying its mana cost if it's 8 or less. So you're getting another free dragon on top of it.
Right.
And if you hit a dragon, it automatically returns to hand. Just immediately replay it again. And then Whirling is when it enters, draw 2 cards and then discard a card. So they all have their own benefits. I do not have the white one currently. Is there? I can't remember. Is there a white one?
I think there would be. Those are the Dragon Storms, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what the white one is called.
Well, let's see what we can find real quick.
Oh.
If I could spell.
That is such a mood.
How about Teeming Dragonstorm?
Yes, that's the one.
When it
that is also a really good one.
When it enters, create 2 white soldier creature tokens.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's not as good for that one particularly. Isn't as good for my deck just because I don't really need other creatures besides dragons.
Yeah, you don't need those type of bodies.
Right. But it's still a decent card. If you're playing, say, what's the one card where it's if you're playing the deck, one of the decks, it's like you want demons, dragons, and angels.
Oh, Kalia.
Kalia. I can never remember how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, Kalia of the Vast.
Yes, but if you're playing Kalia, then you absolutely want more bodies on the board.
Yeah, and what's nice about these too is they're all uncommon too.
Oh yeah, and they have some really gorgeous art as well.
Yeah, the look of all the storms on them. I really enjoyed the look of the art that they gave for the special art in Dragonstorm too.
Honestly, despite all of the sets that have come out, I think Dragonstorm still has my favorite borders overall. These dragon borders are just absolutely stunning.
They are.
They're just so well done.
Yeah,
I don't think there's one dragon card from Dragonstorm that I dislike.
And I think that also kind of lends to, Tarkir is, I think obviously it's a fan favorite, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because this is what the third set from that we've gotten from Tarkir, and
yes,
Dragon's obviously a fan favorite.
Look at our dragon. It's been in the top 5 for how long now?
Exactly. I mean, even too, if you look at Kalia consistently, even before Dragon came out, that was your dragon commander.
Yeah, exactly. Dragons. I feel like dragons are just kind of not the staple, but one of the staples.
Yeah. It was either you were going to run Kalia of the Vast, or you were going to run Scion.
Yes, Scion of the Dragon. Yep.
Yeah. Which was kind of a tough one because you did end up having to put dragons into your graveyard, so you needed lots of recursion for that particular deck.
Oh yeah, which I feel like especially with some of the dragons in Dragonstorm, like Taval the Balanced Scale being a good example.
Mm-hmm.
And that precon in general, it gave a lot of options for not only dragon recursion, but recursion in general, and ways to utilize those things going into the graveyard.
Yeah. Which, with Scion, or if you're running anything with sack effects, being able to pull that stuff back is you need that recursion.
Absolutely. And even with a couple ones that I have here, like Bloomvine region, when this creature or another dragon you control enters, you gain 3 life. Get a little bit of recursion on board, make a bunch of copies of this guy who isn't a legendary creature, so make as many copies as you like.
Mm-hmm.
You get the ball rolling. I've gone out to over 100 life with this thing. And this is also the baby version, which I am obsessed with the baby arts.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
The baby arts are just so pretty. Not to jump the topic there, but
No, that's fine.
But yeah, the recursion is just, especially because I don't know if you've seen the Deval precon, but the Deval precon itself is a entire graveyard deck. So that precon alone, you pretty much have besides the colors, a pretty solid deck for Skyon. You just need to add more dragons to it.
Okay. And you said that was Deval?
Teval. Teval. Of the balance scale.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he's another scary one. I think he was probably up there with Ureni in terms of scariness, at least for me, when it came to those precons.
Yeah, so that's in Sultai colors.
Yes.
When he attacks, mill 3, then return a land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And then whenever one or more cards leaves your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token.
Yes.
Yeah, that is like the perfect recursion colors there.
Oh, absolutely. And there's, if you look at that deck list, which I highly recommend, that's also one of my favorite decks to play. It just has so many crazy recursion items.
Thinking about crazy cards from Dragonstorm, do you have any thoughts on the Dragon Omniscience Dracogenesis?
I don't often use Dracogenesis. I do have it in both of my dragon decks.
Uh-huh.
It is in there. But I don't typically use it just because when you use it, you instantly become a threat. Obviously, you're getting free dragons on board. I do absolutely love it. It gives me the chance to show off more of my dragons. And especially when you consider Dracogenesis combined with a dragon like Thundermane Dragon that lets you look at the top card of your library anytime, and you can cast creature spells with power 4 or greater from the top of your library. Mm-hmm. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until end of turn. Those are literally a dream team.
Yeah, that's a scary combination.
Absolutely, and I have absolutely done that combination. But it's a really good card. Honestly, I'm really glad that they made it, but at the same time, it also made dragons a lot scarier than they already were. And I know a lot of people kind of hate that.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those, it hits the battlefield, target acquired.
Exactly.
Let's go after that. Everybody in the pod knows who to go after.
I mean, heck, Ureni and our dragon are practically kill on sight on their own, let alone if this baby hits the board.
Yeah. And I think from what I remember, you also have in your Ureni deck another kill on sight card that really just pops off with Ureni. Do you know which card I'm talking about?
One moment. I believe I have him right here.
There he is.
There he is. Beautiful Mirim Storm. Read this card. He's part of why I got into dragons. He was one of the first cards that I pulled.
Yeah. Flying Ward 2, I think it is.
Yep, Ward 2, and when another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary if the dragon is legendary. In a recent game, actually, I had 4 copies of Urani on board, thanks to Mirim.
Did you have a token doubler too?
So I used Mirim to make the non-legendary copy of Urani. And then I had God, what's his name? Frost Duplicate?
Okay, yeah.
Who has a copy of another dragon. So I had to enter as a copy of the non-legendary token. And then because that is a non-token dragon entering, Mirim made a copy of him. So I had 4 Uranis on board.
That is hilarious.
And keeping track of all the triggers was insane, and I'll probably never do that again.
Now, do you run any other like duplicating effects in Urani just to get as many of those triggers as possible? Thinking about like Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, or any cards like that.
I forget the exact name, but the Arena's Vile Duplication I run in there.
Okay.
And then I also have Reflections of Littjara.
Okay.
As well. So I have a couple more doublers in there, but the goal isn't like entirely to double Urani. That's kind of like a bonus if I do happen to pull one of those cards.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely always a fun time when I manage to, get the Vile Duplication or get Mirim or get Reflection of Littjara on the board, cast Urani, and then what do you know? I'm getting like 3 more free dragons in that turn.
And bioduplication just makes another copy.
Yes, it makes a copy of the creature. I believe it's not non-legendary, so it does die after.
Okay.
But it's still at least, yeah. Irenicus's Vile Duplication. Create a token as a copy of target creature you control, except the token is flying, and it isn't legendary if that creature is legendary, so you do get to keep it.
Oh, okay.
So I could have had like 6 copies of Urani if I had drawn that.
What about and this is probably getting like way off topic, but it's my show, who cares? Have you thought about including a card like a Rite of Replication?
Ooh, what does that one do again?
Rite of Replication is a very interesting card. It's a sorcery that allows you to target a creature, and I think it's for 4 mana, and you make a copy of it. But then you can kick it for an additional 5 mana, and instead of making 1 copy of it, you make 5 copies of it.
I forget which deck that I have this in, but I have this in one of my decks, and it won me a few games.
Yeah.
I did think about it, but then also I looked at the mana cost, and 9 mana in a dragon deck is pretty tight in the first place with how much dragons usually cost.
Yeah, that is the one downside, is to get it to pull off. It is very expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is 9 mana for a sorcery to kick that off. But the benefit though is like
5 Uranis.
Well, you'd have to target a token.
A copy of Urani. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you can make a copy of Mirim, and then you're making 6 copies of things.
I believe I have done that before, where I had which one was it? I believe it was Reflections of Littjara. It might have been Reflections of Lichara. Let me take a glance.
Because as reflections.
So yeah, it's whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, copy that spell. So you do that, and then you also have like a flash dragon, or you have a way to instantly cast dragons. You're kind of in business because you can just respond to the copying from Reflections and get a bunch of Mirim copies.
Yeah, that is very true.
I can't remember if I used Reflect. I might have used the other one that I mentioned.
Yeah, because Reflections of Lichara.
Reflections, it would die.
Yeah, it would die because it does not make a non-legendary copy.
Yeah, like I can't remember which one it was. I know I had a case at one point where I made a copy of Mirim, and then you're in business from there.
Yeah.
And I think in one game I had like 3 copies of Mirim somehow. Because I made a copy and then I used the Deceptive Frostkite. That's his name. I used the Deceptive Frostkite to make a copy of the copy. And with Deceptive Frostkite, as long as you have a non-legendary token of whatever dragon you want, you're in business because it becomes a copy of that dragon.
And it just hangs around.
It just hangs there, and since it itself is a non-token creature, you also get a copy of that thing to make another copy. So it's just so many whirlabouts and ways to make yourself ultra scary.
Oh yeah. What are some of your other favorite cards in the Urani deck, or in the Dragon deck?
So, like I was saying a little earlier, I am obsessed with the baby arts of the cards.
Right.
So some of my favorites are the baby dragon lords, which I managed to snag the secret layer of.
Oh,
And
those
I'm just
fantastic.
obsessed with them. They are so pretty. And they do have flip sides as well. So you can
do the original or
you can either have the grown up version or the baby version. Obviously, gotta have the
gotta
baby
go
version.
with the baby version.
Right. But being able to have all the Dragon Lords in my Dragon deck and make them super adorable, it's 2 perks in 1.
So I see Atarka.
Yep, so there's Dragon Lord Atarka. It's the one that does 5 damage when it enters among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. Dragon Lord Jutai, which has hexproof as long as it's untapped, and when it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand and the rest at the bottom. Dragon Lord Dramoka, which can't be countered, and opponents can't cast spells during your turn. I have won with that baby quite a few times. You can imagine how nasty that can get. Dragon Lord Culligan, which is other creatures you control have haste, and when an opponent casts a creature or planeswalker spell with the same name as a card in their graveyard, they lose 10 life. And then Salumgar, which when he enters, you gain control of target creature or planeswalker as long as you control him.
Yep.
He's pretty nasty as well. Especially if you combine him with Dramoka. I mean, they're out of luck. They can't do anything about you stealing their commander.
No, not at all.
I've actually used Salumgar to steal someone's commander before and then attempt to kill them with their own commander damage.
That is hilarious.
Yep. Almost did it too, but they got removal right at the last second. At the last hit that I would have gotten them.
What about the I don't know if he would have to go into your Dragon deck just because of mana cost and color scheme. Does Nicobolus fit anywhere in your dragon schemes?
So I do not actually have Nicobolus in either of my dragon decks. I don't actually have a Nicobolus card at the moment.
Uh-huh.
I was debating getting him for my Dragon deck, but my Dragon deck has a little bit of a theme to it. I
Okay.
actually made it into, I call it my How to Train Your Dragon deck.
Okay.
And essentially, what I did was, I can grab them over here. I had my good friend JM at Try and Casually make me stickers that I could put on sleeves of How to Train Your Dragon characters that are the ancient dragons. So I have like Cloud Jumper, Terrible Terror, Sentinel, the Bewilder Beast, Hook Fang, Toothless, who's the Ur Dragon himself, the Fireworm Queen, and Stormfly. And
Oh,
all of these are each of the like main dragons. Like the Bewilder Beast is Tiamat,
yeah.
Stormfly is Ancient Silver. I believe Hook Fang is Ancient Copper. No, Ancient
Okay.
Bronze. So I have to put them back onto the deck, obviously, but they're just stuck on the back of some inner sleeves.
Oh,
That
that's
way,
all
I can have the actual card in the deck
in the deck.
while
Yeah.
also having like a pretty alt art to it.
That's neat. That's a fun idea.
I love them. That it took a bit of centering right on the inner sleeve, but absolutely worth it.
Yeah, that would probably drive me mad trying to get it right.
Oh, it took an hour and a half, and it was driving me insane.
I bet so. The one of the reasons why I asked about Nicobolus is, have you seen his baby art?
I have, and I need the baby version of him. I need it so badly.
And then the Planeswalker is obviously like, or the flip side of it is obviously him grown up, but
Oh yeah,
the baby version, it's cute. I'll throw the art up here so folks will be
it
able to
is
see it.
so freaking cute.
It is, and there's like a whole run of other Planeswalkers with the kind of baby look to them that's really fantastic too.
Yes, I have baby Ugin some. I'm not entirely sure where he is at the moment because I put him in a top loader and then put the top loader on my shelf somewhere. But I pulled baby Ugin as one of the first cards that I pulled in the Dragonstorm set, and I was so excited because the baby Ugin is just so cute.
Well, now I need to go find what this looks like because I don't remember baby Ugin.
He has a big head.
He has a big head.
He does. I hate to say it, but he has a big head. His head is disproportionate from his body. It's
He
pretty
does
funny.
have a big head.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how he walks around with that thing, but you know, who am I to
Oh,
judge?
Eugene. What are we going to do with you?
I know. The poor guy looks like he can barely stand. Look how
Yeah.
thin his neck is.
I will have to say that I did pull the fancy schmancy version of him during Dragonstorm.
Oh, you pulled the God, what's it, the Dragon Skull version? Did you pull the Dragon Skull version?
I did.
Oh, lucky.
Now the biggest difference, and I will see if I can put my hands on it really quickly because I've got it in a box right now. The biggest difference though is I did get him in Japanese.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of English, but hey, whatever.
Absolutely. Like, listen, a fancy card is a fancy card.
That is correct. Oh, here is I don't know if it'll show up. And it won't there we go. That is baby Johnny.
Oh yes. listen, the baby cards are just so adorable. I actually one of my rules while making my Dragon deck, even though it wasn't the most optimal play, was I refused to take any of the baby arts out of it. The
Well,
only baby
kinda,
art that I don't have in it is the Clarion Conqueror, and that's because it shuts down my deck as well.
but you got to do things that make you happy.
Exactly. One of my main things about playing, especially Dragon and Urani, because they're kind of hated. Not hated, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what
Is I just want to show off my pretty Dargans. If I can show off even one or two of my pretty Dargans, I'm happy for that game. I am content. My goal isn't always to win.
The goal is to have fun.
Exactly. We want to have a good time.
And that's what it should always be. And it's kind of like that. I was talking with Hazen, when I had him on the show, and it's like, that's all I want to do is, sit down with friends and just be able to talk some shit.
Exactly.
And
slightly bully them.
And have fun. And I've gotten to like the point in playing Magic where I understand it does it for some people, but like playing stacks just doesn't really do it for me anymore, just because it's so limiting. And it's like, I'm here to play Magic, and that's just suffering.
Yeah, I think I have exactly one stack who's I don't know if you know Negan.
From The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yes.
I built him, never built him in paper, but I played him I think 3 times and never played him again just because while I liked the deck, I liked what it did. It just wasn't as fun to play with people because it kind of locked people out of the game and didn't really let them do much.
Yeah.
But a little background on that, Negan is when he enters, you and target opponent and each secretly choose a creature they control, and then those choices are revealed and they sack those creatures, and whenever an opponent sacrifices a creature, you create a treasure. So essentially you want to let your opponents not build a board state with that deck.
Yeah.
Which it was fun for like one game, and I was like, eh.
It's like, oh, this is what this does.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, cool, I built that. Now tuck it in a folder somewhere.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing with, oddly enough, with a dragon. I did it with Arcades.
Oh, yes.
The blue, we're going to attack with our butts dragon.
Yes.
Not the blue, the Bant. We're going to attack with our butts dragon. I kind of built it as a stacks deck. And yeah, I played it for a couple of games, and it's like, okay, that's a thing that I built.
I did this. Now
I did
my other
this.
decks.
And then now we're not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Here is that Ugin card that I was able to pull.
Oh, yes. That is so gorgeous.
And then I don't know if you can tell, it is in the camera's messing up. It is in
the dragon scale,
I think.
Oh, Japanese, yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah. It doesn't actually have the scales on it. So this is like the one below the fanciest.
Okay, gotcha.
I think I did get, I saw it while I was looking for this one. I got this one. I can't remember what the creature is, but this actually has the scales on it.
So I actually pulled a, oh, that is gorgeous. Is that, oh, God, I can't see the art clearly enough to be able to make it. It might be the Behemoth?
It might be. It is white, black, and green.
White, black, and green. Not entirely sure. I'm trying to remember all the creatures from that set. There's so many creatures in that set.
Right.
But I actually pulled a Dragon Scale Verdant Catacombs from that set. I don't know if it'll. The Dragon Scale doesn't really come through on camera.
Yeah, it's hard to see
You
sometimes.
can kind of see the shininess on it, but not really the scales themselves.
Yeah.
But I also got a baby Ugin.
Yep, there he is.
With his big head.
Big old big-headed Eugene.
With his big old baby head. I will never get over how big they made. They did him dirty.
They did him dirty.
They really did. They did him dirty with how big that head is. Honestly, a lot of the baby ones have. Well, some of them are proportionate, but like if you look at Dragonlord or Tarka, his head is kind of disproportionate from his body.
Yeah.
Those antlers would definitely drag him down. I don't know how he's flying in this.
Maybe it's a thing just to try to make them cuter.
It's like a bumblebee.
Yeah. This is a skirmish rhino.
Skirmish rhino. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it is.
It's not a dragon.
Well, it's not a dragon. It is a rhino, and then it is a uncommon card. Trample. When this enters, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life.
Oh, that one. I seen that one a couple times at Commander Sealed when I went to that. Some of the packs in Commander Sealed were Tarkir.
Yeah,
no, it's a decent card. It is a decent card.
I think because of the printing type on it, it did get a better value in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What about the other big enchantment that came out of Dragonstorm? And I just happened to come across it when I was looking for that Ugin, Call of the Spirit Dragons.
Call of the Spirit. I like that one. I don't think. Do I have that one in my deck?
Yeah, this one, dragons.
I have it in my. I have it in Ur-Dragon.
Yeah, it would have to be in your Ur-Dragon because it is a 5-color enchantment.
Yeah, I do have it in Ur-Dragon. It's a really good card. It's hard to achieve.
Yeah, it's kind of like Simic Ascendancy. Again, as soon as you put it on the battlefield, target, because it does have a win the game clause.
Second it hits.
Yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a 1/1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. If you put a 1/1 counter on 5 dragons this way, you win the game.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that you would kind of have to have a way to give yourself an extra turn and lock out your opponents from doing anything before that extra turn.
Yep.
I've personally never won with it. Best that I've got from it is my dragons becoming indestructible briefly, and then it's gone.
And then it's gone.
Yeah, and then it's gone.
And then we're going to exile it.
Yeah, right.
Or chaos bit or something.
For the turn, because I'll have Dromoka on board. That doesn't let my opponents cast spells during my turn.
Yeah.
But then the second it hits someone else's current turn, it's like, okay, well, that was fun while it lasted.
Yep, and we're out of here.
Yeah, and it's gone. Thanks for having me.
And then board wipe to get rid of all the dragons.
Yeah, God, the board wipes. Board wipes are painful, man. They hurt.
Especially with those big commanders,
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get out most of your ancients and whatnot, and then,
Oh, I love those ancient dragons, though.
Gotta go back
to the classics. What the hell WotC was thinking when they came up with those.
Listen, I don't know what they were thinking, but I love them. Look at these. I actually pulled this one from at Commander Sealed as well.
Oh, wow.
Me and Hazen were doing the two-headed giant event, draw event,
Uh-huh.
where you open packs, you each build a deck from that pack. You pick one from the pack that you got and then pass it down. Forget what it's called. Draft, yeah. But I opened the pack and I seen this and I was like, Hazen, I know it's not the most optimal for our decks, but I'm keeping it. I ended up putting it in my deck. Never seen play. Actually, seen play once. It lasted on the board for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I think I've got 3 of those of the ancient dragons. I've got the copper for my prosper deck. Yeah, because treasure. The green one
Bronze.
is in. I have a Vorinclex Super Jerks deck.
Oh.
So mono green Super Jerks and
Okay.
counters. Yeah. Because I think he does counters, right?
Bronze, yes. When it deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20, put X11 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures where X is the result.
Yep. And then I think I've got the black one, which lets you bring creatures back from a graveyard. You roll a d20,
yep.
And then you get to bring converted mana cost less than or equal to whatever you rolled.
Yeah, unfortunately, brass is literally the only one that I don't have yet.
Oh, okay.
Which you'd think I would, but
those have all, I think, retained pretty good value.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think the last time I looked at copper, it was still like in the 60 or 70 range.
Yeah. So originally I had the cheapest copper dragon version, which was just the generic art. When we went to Commander Sealed, there was a booth there that was doing trade-ins and also selling cards. So I traded in my original copper along with some other cards that I had brought with me to specifically for trades, and I got this cuter version.
That's awesome.
Along with the gold and Gnawbone as well.
Yeah, that art on Gnawbone is so much better.
I love this art.
The original art.
Yeah, I love this art. I'm obsessed with it.
Is that one also foiled too?
It is. He is ever so slightly pringled.
Well, that's par for the course.
Exactly. It's to be expected. I typically prefer non-foil just because of the Pringle, but I couldn't resist a foil full art Gnawbone.
Yeah, and that's just such a good card anyway. All your creatures
really
now let you treasure on combat damage.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. And imagine when you get him out plus copper.
Oh, that's even worse.
You're getting extra treasures.
Yeah. Do you run the axe?
The axe.
The axe. What is that axe's name?
Just the axe.
Because it was a commander deck card.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
It's red and 2 and 3 to equip. What is that called? The Reaver Cleaver.
Reaver Cleaver.
Yeah, equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens. So
yeah, I do not run that one.
3 to cast, 3 to equip.
Yeah.
And that is the oh my god funniest thing to put on Ancient Copper Dragon.
I mean, that on Ancient Copper, it's That would be absolutely insane.
Yeah, because now he hits for 7.
Yeah. So
Because
you're
he's a
getting 7 treasures in the first place. I mean, plus you got to figure there's a ton of things that buff your dragons passively,
Mm-hmm.
like the Dragon Storm Globe and like just a ton of enchantments that give your things +1/+1 when they enter. So you got that plus rolling the d20.
Yep. And then isn't Ancient Copper, is that a deal damage effect too?
Yes, when it's whenever it deals combat damage to a player.
So now we're giving him trample. So that guarantees, even if the other player has a flying blocker or a reaching blocker, we're going to get through.
Yeah, and combine that, honestly, combine that with the dragon orbs, with Jade Dragon Orb, when you use it, gives the dragon an additional 1/1 counter on it, and it gains hexproof. Carnelian gives it haste.
Yep.
So you're getting extra damage, hexproof, and haste just from 2 little artifacts.
So
which I love the dragon orbs as well.
Yeah. One artifact that I have found that I need for my Prosper deck, which I think would work well with your dragon decks, is from Final Fantasy, the Fire Crystal.
I was looking at that card.
Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of. I think I got literally 1 pack of Final Fantasy, and then
I only got like a couple of packs of it, and then anything else, I would have to like go and buy singles, right?
Right.
But I actually was able to steal it from somebody's deck when I was playing a game the other day. Because
thief.
Yeah, I thefted it away, and it made my spells cost 1 less, which was fantastic.
Oh,
and it gave all my creatures haste. Oh, whoops, let me play this Ancient Copper Dragon that I had in my hand and swing with it on the same turn.
Which, honestly, it would be perfect in Ureni, because my Ureni deck, despite being red, blue, and green, it's mostly red.
Yep.
Just for some reason, most of the good dragons aren't red. So it'd be perfect, considering most of the dragons in that deck have a red pip in them.
Yeah, and most of your good dragons are going to be, with the exception of like the ancients and old Gnawbone, like all your dragons are going to be red.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure there's only a few like Deceptive Frostkite.
Yep.
Bloomvine, Sagu, Hammerhead Tyrant, Kaiga,
and
Sapphire, and Ancient Silver. Those are the only ones that don't. Oh, and Broodcore. Those are the only ones that don't have any red in them.
Well, and then there's some of your Kamigawa dragons too.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of Ureni, my Ureni deck.
Oh, gotcha.
There's only like 5-ish dragons in my Ureni deck that don't have at least 1 red pip. Which is honestly insane. I didn't even realize that.
An overall benefit.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, getting to copy them.
Mm-hmm.
I could have 20 copies of Ureni.
That's true.
I don't know why copying Ureni is just so funny to me. It's just such a funny mechanic.
Now, I do have to ask too, do you run any alternate win cons in your dragon decks, like to be able to indirectly kill your opponents?
So I do have let me see if I got him out. I do have like Scourge of Valkus, which is whenever this creature or another dragon you control enters, it deals X damage to any target, or X is the number of dragons you control. So I can deal, it doesn't have to be combat damage, it can be damage from those.
Yeah.
Or I have like the enchantment that we were talking about earlier. Other than that, not really. My main goal is just to play some Dargans.
And then kill everybody with combat damage.
And kill everyone with Dargans.
Yep. Yeah, I used to run an elemental deck, and very similar to dragons. You got the big beefy boys. But I ran I ran Warstorm Surge and Where Ancients Tread. just as like some additional, like when these creatures enter, we're just going to smack somebody right in the face.
Yeah, exactly. I
Which
did
was,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, which is highly entertaining because I also ran Primal Surge. So if I was able to get that off and get enough creatures out, I would just kill everybody in one turn.
Oh, perfect. That's amazing. But I did have a case where I had the Wrathful Red Dragon on board, which is when a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. And then I played a damage-inducing board wipe on my own board and just killed everyone with that damage. I have done that.
Yep, that is a way to do it.
Yeah, listen, killing your own board to kill everyone else, it's a good time.
Yep.
I've done that with dinosaurs too. My wingless dragon.
Dinosaurs is another, just like, we're just gonna, and there you go.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Listen, Pantlaza is my third pet commander, so you can imagine I'm not incredibly favored among my friends, but
oh yeah, I can imagine those discussions already.
oh, absolutely. My three pet
friends.
decks being some kill on site commanders, always fun. No, that they all love it. We all discuss it beforehand, rule zero.
Oh yeah,
and all that
and that's the most important thing, is having that rule zero conversation to be
exactly.
Able to say, okay, what are we doing? What are we trying to accomplish today, other than playing Magic and having fun?
Yeah, and I'm always upfront with people. Like, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to just kind of show off some fun things. However, this deck can and will do the thing if it gets the opportunity to.
Oh yeah, if left unchecked, you will die a fiery death.
Yes, very fiery.
Yes. Well, speaking of the fiery deaths, we've talked about a lot of Dargon cards here today.
Many Dargons.
If you had to pick one of these cards to be your absolute best card ever,
oof,
which one?
That is
Dragon to the head.
That is a really tough one. One Dargon.
One Dargon to rule them all.
You know what? As much as I love Ur-Dragon, if you couldn't tell, as much as I love Ur-Dragon, I think I would have to go with Urani.
Just the value.
Yeah. Urani has great value. Plus, I'm not going to lie, I'm obsessed with the art for Urani. It's just the zombie dragon-esque theme is just so pretty. It's also the main deck that I play. It's kind of the deck that I enjoy the most out of all of my decks. Not to say I don't enjoy my Ur-Dragon deck, obviously, but it's the one that's definitely seen the most play out of my arsenal.
Well, having died to it, I can say that it is a great deck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I could beat you in the face with them.
Oh, yeah. So that is it. We have come to the end of our hour. Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, so you can find me under Laufeyson Gaming across the board. Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Blue Sky. But you can also mostly find me over on Blue Collar Commander. I'm typically either moderating in the chat or on the streams themselves. I am a co-host over there, so I'm usually over there bullying Hazen. And
somebody's
alongside Steph. Yeah, exactly. Someone's got to do it. You keep that ego down.
Yeah, and keep the cone head in check.
Exactly. Love him to death. Love you, Hazen, if you're watching this.
All right. Well, we certainly appreciate having you here with us today. Appreciate everybody watching. Be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe. Check out Laufeyson Gaming on all the social medias. In the meantime, I'm Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage for Laufeyson Gaming. This has been the best card in Magic, and we want to wish everyone some happy gaming. Happy magicking, everyone.
Bye.